Alright guys, so I'm gonna do a little walkthrough tour of the chicken run behind me. I didn't do much filming when I first put it together, but I'm gonna just show you some bits and pieces of it to show how I did it. And let's go. Alright, so this is our chicken run, or as my wife likes to call it, the chicken palace. So for the rest of this video and into the foreseeable future, I will be calling this a chicken palace. It's our rooster right there. What's up, guy? Alright, so this is our barn here. It's an existing barn. It came with the property when we purchased it. So I decided to just extend off of that and build the chicken palace. Comes out about 16 feet wide, and then it extends down approximately 55 feet. Basically, I just did a little research on YouTube, saw a few different types. What I ended up going with and what I liked the best was what I saw on Pete B. East Texas Homestead, I think is his YouTube channel. So shout out to Mr. Pete. Learned a lot in his videos, so go check him out if you haven't seen him. But basically it's just 4x4 posts. I got them spaced about every 8 feet. The posts I bought were 10 feet tall, and then I buried them 3 feet into the ground, so it's got about 7 feet sticking up. I'm about 6'1" tall, so I wanted something that I didn't have to bend over to walk in here. I wanted to be tall enough that I could walk. So got 10-foot posts, buried them 3 feet. Okay, so this is the inside of the chicken palace. Inside is going to be about close to 900 feet. Right now we've got 5 chickens. We've got 1 rooster here, and we've got 4 other chickens. They've got plenty of space to run around, do what they need to do. This coop here is what we started with. It was actually in a different spot in our yard. Very small, got it from Tractor Supply. You know, we had them in there for several months, so I was anxious to get them in their larger space. So I've got 4x4 posts every 8 feet around the perimeter, and then I also have some 4x4 posts kind of going down through the center. And the reason I did that is, as you can see, I've got wire, chicken wire, going across the top just to cover. These chickens I have here, they like to jump, they like to fly, and they're very fast. So I wanted to make sure that I had a covering, and also to prevent predators from getting in as best I could. So that's why I've got the line of posts going down the center. On top of that, I just did 2x4s, just something to connect, to be able to staple my wire to. On the existing barn, I had some, I think those are 2x8s that I got for free from a friend of mine. I just attached them to the barn. That gives me basically a nailing surface to attach my wire to. I went from there to the first row 2x4s here. When I was attaching my wire, I didn't want to stretch it 16 feet because I thought there'd be a lot of sag. So again, that's why I've got the row going down the middle, just so I can staple one row of wire and then stretch another row coming this way. Alright, so what I did for the enclosure, the wiring here, this is actually black PVC coated hardware cloth. This is 1/2-inch hardware cloth. I actually got it online from critterfence.com, I think it is. It's kind of expensive. It's a lot more expensive than just your standard, you know, metal hardware cloth. This is coated in PVC, and they say it's supposed to last like 25 years. So I wanted to try to do it right the first time. So how I attach this hardware cloth is, I just ran 2x4s in between each of my vertical posts. Ran one at the top, ran one in the middle, and then also at the bottom. What I did at the bottom was I had about 3 feet between this 2x4 and that 2x4, about 3 feet. So I ordered 4-foot wire, 4 foot wide, attached it, stapled it to both 2x4s, and then I had about a foot left over that I that I folded out, laid out on the bottom. And then I took some landscape staples and just jammed those in there. That prevents the chickens from digging out. I also did that on the outside, which keeps anything from digging in. When stapling the hardware cloth to the 2x4s, I used basically a staple gun powered by an air compressor. I actually got it from my dad. He had the staple gun and let me borrow a bunch of staples. So that's the way to do it. Knock it out real fast. Nothing to it. All right, this is underneath. I ended up putting a roof over probably about a quarter size of this. I want to, have a spot where they can stay dry. What I did here was, again, I had the same 2x8 nailers that I attached to the existing barn, and I just came across with 2x4s. These aren't supporting hardly any weight, so I didn't fully nail them down. I just kind of screwed them together with some brackets here, brackets there. Again, didn't worry about the bird's mouth and all that. I just tried to get it done. Okay, so the roof panels, I ended up getting them from Home Depot. They are the I believe it's polycarbonate foam corrugated roof panels. Super lightweight. Again, I wasn't too worried about the weight of this. They were not too expensive, so they've been great so far. Okay, the spacing for my rafters here, I believe it was about 22 to 24 inches, and that was determined by the the width of the roof panels. I spaced them a little bit so they were basically overlapping one corrugation, and then just spaced the rafters accordingly so they would line up on that spot. Alright, so the end of my roof system here, I'm eventually going to put in a gutter to catch all this free rainwater. I'm going to come down into a downspout, go over here, and then we're going to come down into a rain barrel, and then that is going to feed an automatic chicken watering system. That's going to be a future video, so stay tuned for that. Again, this is the inside where I bent the hardware cloth down, bent it over. Sticks out about a foot, just prevents the chickens from digging out. Okay, this guy here, it was a kind of like a little chicken brooding box. I got it from my sister. She wasn't using it anymore. I kind of just threw it in here. Now they all sit on there. If it's not too cold out, they actually kind of sleep out here sometimes. And what I'm trying to get set up here is kind of like a little outhouse, litter box type situation. They will perch up here on all of the wood pieces, and they will poop directly down into here. So I got some straw and other things in there to kind of collect it and soak it up. And then once every couple weeks, I'll come through with my bucket here and pick it up. Just collect it, use it for compost. I'm going to be doing a future video on my compost system, what I do here, so stay tuned for that. Okay, this is my chicken watering can for right now. Got it from Tractor Supply. I think it was like 40 bucks. Holds 5 gallons of water. It's been pretty good so far. Chickens, they're pretty messy, so they've been bad about kicking, scratching things into their water, so I tried to elevate it just a little bit. It's been a little bit better, but they still kind of kick stuff in there. But anyway, this watering can has been fine. The inside is kind of rusted already, which I guess is not too big of a deal. Hopefully not. If it is, somebody let me know. Alright, so coming over to this side now. After I put up the roof, we had a little bit of space here left over, a gap. That's plenty of space for these chickens to jump out. Again, they can fly. I've seen them jump over 10-foot, 12-foot tall bushes. So they like to jump, they like to fly, so I'm trying to keep them in here, keep them safe. So I had some leftover roofing panels. I just cut those up, slapped them up on there just to close the gap. Alright, so a little bit about the posts here. If you can see on the bottom, it kind of looks like black paint. Basically, that's just black asphalt. It's kind of recommended for burying posts in the ground, keeps it waterproof, helps it last a little bit longer. What I got was from Lowe's, 5-gallon bucket. I actually have a ton left over, so I've got to think of some other projects to use it on. Blackjack rubber coat, rubberized fiber coating. I got it from Lowe's. I think it was like 40 or 50 bucks. I did all the posts I had out there, and I have a ton left over. All right, so a little bit about the stain. I used pressure treated wood for all of it, and I wanted to cover it with some type of stain just to protect it a little bit longer, try to get some extra life out of this wood. Okay, this is the stain that I used. Valspar, got it from Lowe's. This was a semi-transparent 6-year guarantee. Honestly, I kind of just picked it out. I wasn't super concerned about the look. I was more concerned with the protection. I wanted it to last as long as I can. All right, so this is the back side of the chicken palace. I wanted to leave a little bit of space through here. I didn't want to come all the way to the edge. There's this little fence that was already here. I didn't really want to get in the way of that. And then this is the edge of my property here. And again, I just wanted to leave a little bit of a gap to where I could get through there with no issues. All right, so this is my gate I got. It's about 5 feet wide. I just wanted it wide enough to where I could get in with a wheelbarrow or with a wagon or something like that. Just got some standard gate hinges from Lowe's. Got 3 of them, just a little bit of extra support, a little handle, and then a standard gate latch. I've got a couple of these turnbuckles from Lowe's. Keep some tension on the door just to try to keep it from sagging. This is kind of a wide door here. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. This was just a little quick tour about how I built my chicken palace. And again, this is just how I did it. If you guys see anything that you think I could have done better or differently, please let me know down in the comments. Thank you.